Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob from Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a little Rob's Rambling talking about the QSP Penguin. And as you can see before the camera here, I have the QSP Plus, which is the largest version of the Penguin, the QSP Penguin, just a regular, and then the QSP Mini Penguin. So let's kind of dig into this and start discussing this. So somebody had asked me, a little bit of a review. And I've done reviews on all these except for this one. I haven't published my review on this one yet, but I will soon. But this is kind of an overall comparison review, if you will, and a little rambling of the QSP Penguin. So I have a few knives that I do like variations of, and they're enough variation for me to make it an enjoyable knife. And the Penguin is one of those. One, because it's affordable, and you can get variations of each one of these at really an incredibly good price. You can buy a Penguin for $30, $40. You can spend $100 if you want something really, really nice, and then you can get some of these exclusives like this here. This is a traditional pocket knives exclusive in jigged titanium scales, and they're actually coming out with more of these, and they're going to do the same version in the Mini and in the Plus, which I think would be cool to have all three of these like that at some point. But I like the ones that I have right now. So let's just talk a little bit about them. So the Mini Penguin here is a very nice compact size. As you can see, it's definitely a three finger kind of knife. I wouldn't call this like a 4-finger. You could choke up a little bit, and I can get 4 fingers in there if I wanted to do a little precision cut. Definitely great for like a precision cut, if you will. This is a liner lock, as you can see. Deep carry steel clip with steel liners, but this is the G10 red black G10 scales. I mean, now some of the reflectiveness of this makes me think some of this might be a little bit of shredded carbon fiber in there, but I don't know. But it sure looks like it. It has a reflective nature, I would say, of some carbon fiber added in with that G10. So the red G10 and whatever this is just really nice. But this size here is really, it's a great fifth pocket knife. I really, really like this knife a lot for the size and everything that you have in this knife. This is just really fantastic. And I mean, surprisingly, the action is amazing on this little guy. So that's the QSP Mini. I really do like that one a lot. The next one is just a regular Penguin, the QSP Penguin. Now this is the jigged titanium scales with the milled deep carry clip, as you can see there. Very nice, but you can get these for much less that are liner locks and that have the G10 scales or micarta scales on them and a different steel. This particular one here, well, this one right here is 14C28N, a great budget steel, really good priced budget steel. If you get a great deal out of that one. This right here is M390. Yeah, if you can see that right there, that's M390. So that's a premium steel with a kind of a premium jigged milled titanium scales or handles and a milled clip. This is just really nice. I call this my nicest cheap knife, my nicest budget or inexpensive knife. I love this knife. For the price, it's just phenomenal. And it works so wonderfully. Reverse flick all day long with the thumb studs, do a middle finger, deploy very easily. Really, really like this. And the action is buttery smooth. This one was just exceptional. Now, I will tell you that I like to tune my detents because I don't like super, super strong detents. Now, if you like super strong detents, well, you would probably leave your knife as is. But this one here, I did tune the detent ever so slightly. I still get great lockup on this, right? That's the only concern. When you do this, you gotta be careful. You wanna make sure your lockup still is solid and tight. You don't want open the knife and have it slip out and hurt you. But I do like a little bit lighter detent, and this just was perfect the way this one works now. So I really like that a lot. So that is the QSP Penguin regular size. And then there's the QSP Plus. As you can see here, this is the Plus titanium scales, right? Really nice, but it is a wire clip, which is kind of a bummer. And that's why I would like to consider maybe possibly getting this one with its milled clip. But this is wire, but it's titanium scales. It's a frame lock, as you can see as well, with the steel insert, so that's nice. And if you can see that right there, that's 20 CV. So it's CPN 20 CV steel, which is equivalent to the M390. So it's a great steel if it's hardened to the right Rockwell hardness, so it's really nice. But this also has a flipper, as you can see right there, so you can flip the knife. along with thumb stud deploy, you know, front and reverse. And then I can still do my middle finger flick here, which I really like about this knife. I can get enough of my finger underneath that flat grind right here before it comes to the flatness of the blade, and then I can actually get enough pressure to deploy the knife. So this gives me, I would say, 4 ways to deploy the knife, and I really like that. Flipper, front thumb stud, reverse thumb stud, and middle finger. So I like that. Again, the blade is much bigger, as you can see, and if we were to put these, let's see, we can put these right like that, you can definitely see the difference in these knives. Let's do that. Alright, so definitely you can see this is a very small, and handle wise you still get good 4 handles, good 4 fingers on this one. This is great if you've got really large hands, so I think that's great. The blade's thickness here, this one's much shorter, but these two are fairly close, like about 1/4 of an inch to maybe 1/3 of an inch, I think, difference. All flat grind with that beautiful Warncliffe shape that makes it look like a penguin, you know, kind of beak, I guess. All thumb studs. This one here has the removable thumb studs, and these look like those are probably T6 or T8 torque screws there. So that's really nice. But these over here, I believe these are all, well, this might be T6s, let's see. No, these might be the T8s. I forget. I think these might be T6s. But anyways, I guess I could check that. I have my wee bit right here, and we can see that. T8 right there. See that T8? So let's see. Nope, I think that is a T6. Yeah, so definitely a T6. Let's see if we can see that. Yeah, T6 right there. So, and I think on this one here, let's take a look. These are all T6s. Yeah, T6. That's the T8 right there. These are T6s. Okay, so, but I do believe over here on this one, these are all T8s. Yeah, so these are all T8s, as you can see. So that's nice. Even the center screw here is T8, and the pivot. So very nice. So again, you have the budget version. You have the kind of a more expensive, but not really very expensive, higher end luxury version of the QSP that I like a lot. And then you have this latest version, the QSP Plus, with the flipper for nice deployment and frame lock. So I like this a lot. The only thing that all the stuff they did with this one is so nice. I think the wire clip is kind of a bummer. It's kind of a miss. That's why I think I may go for the traditional pocket knives version of the Penguin Plus when they offer it. I think that'll look really nice. But this right here is a great knife. I mean, the action on this thing is fantastic. It's just buttery smooth, nice drop action. So for me, I think these are 3 fantastic knives that I don't think you can go wrong with. I think they're 3 knives that you can get various variations of them if you want to try for a little higher end without a high expense or cost. You know, 20 CV steel, M390, 14C, 28N, excuse me. Oh, sorry, it's a little late here. All of a sudden yawned today. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I apologize. Anyways, really nice. And this is one of those few knives where I like the different variations for different things. Definitely going to be using this as a 5th pocket kind of knife, or if I need something very small and indiscreet. This is just a really great, useful blade. I was at a party recently, my wife's company party, and great people, and I had my Ray Laconico Keen on me, and they wanted me to open a wine bottle because I'm the knife guy. So I pulled out my knife, and I thought I shouldn't be doing this, but I did because I was kind of on the spot and wasn't thinking. Sure enough, I rolled a blade because it's a metal. The corkscrew is covered with a metal kind of a covering on top. It's aluminum, and that just rolled to steel because you have to go all the way around and you push into the glass. So obviously it's going to roll to the very edge. I was able to get that stropped out and polished out and work great again, but I was not happy about that. That was a bad decision. And I was telling myself I should bring a fifth pocket knife to a party like that. And definitely was a good reminder that when I having something like this with 14C28N, this would be a great knife for that. I mean, this steel polishes up really well. It's pretty tough, and it's not super expensive. So if I were to damage it, I mean, $50 to replace it. It's a great deal. So as opposed to a couple $100, you don't want to just kind of blow through a knife like that, and especially when it's a exclusive or limited release. This is not. This is not. These guys are going to be easy to find. This one's going to be a little more challenging, but if I'm going to carry this, I definitely think I would want to carry my little mini. I think that would be a good complement for that. This turns out to be a nice little complement to other nicer knives, or I could have an inexpensive little mini kind of knife with this one here, like a baby banter or what have you, something like that. So anyways, these are the QSP Penguins. I really like these knives a lot. Again, I think you get a great deal for what you get out of them. I like the 3 variations that they have. I think I'm going to explore the jigged and the other 2, but I still like this particular handle. I just think it's really cool, the reflective nature in the red and the black. This would make a great wear something or carry something red on Friday, which I like to do, and so I have knives that have red in them, and I carry them like that. So I think this is going to go into my rotation for that, especially since my son, who's in band, has one more game before the state championship. We hope they do well and we get to play the following week, but we find out Friday what happens. So there's that in Texas football. What do you play football all the way deep into December, so that's what we do down here. We love football. So, but carrying a knife, it's not a big deal to most places. There are a few places, venues, they don't allow it, so obviously I wouldn't want to carry it in. And in those cases, having an inexpensive fifth pocket knife makes a lot of sense too, because I can leave that in the car, and God forbid something happens, I'm not going to be worried that someone stole a really great knife, an exclusive or something expensive. This is be less worrisome, right? So, and even this is not super expensive. It's just kind of exclusive and hard to get a hold of until they make more, but it's not a super expensive knife. $129 is a great deal for this knife, and I would be sad to lose it, but it's not the end of the world since I know they're making more. And then this one, this is definitely a little more expensive. Now we're talking in the $170, $180 range, and this is a little more heavy duty too as well. As you can see, there's no milling done inside the frame. I don't know if you can see that really well. There's no milling, but the blade stock is definitely much thicker, and we can certainly see that if we were to line them up here. Yeah, so you can see the thickness is a little heavier duty here and a little less here, and this I think is about the same as this one. Now I don't know if that's because it's M390 and this is 14C28N. I don't know. I just wonder, but maybe also having a little thicker blade stock for a smaller knife is important too. But needless to say, this one's definitely heavier duty and heavier stock, which makes it, a knife that's fun to drop shut and close. But there you go. Here's the QSP Penguins. That's my take on it. If you found this interesting, or if there's some things that I didn't talk about you'd like me to talk about, could you please comment down below? I'd appreciate that. It'll help me to make better videos and provide better content. I'm always looking to learn and grow in my hobby and collection of knives, so I'm willing to listen and learn. I think that's the cool thing about collecting knives and being into knives, is that they're tools that you continue to learn about, and they have special function features, and even variations of them make them really interesting. So if you found that interesting, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. And if you like the content, maybe also consider hitting the like button. I'd really appreciate that as well. And if you like what you've seen so far, maybe consider checking me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. That's robs_nerdy_knives. I'd appreciate it. You guys have a great day and a great week.